Wait, he actually says don't date
Stop
women?
dating women. Yes, guys, you heard that right. Now, the reason I say stop dating women in its simplest forms and then what to do instead is because when you date, 9 out of 10 times you are completely hopping out of your frame as a man to please and appease her the best way you possibly can.
What?
He's, I think he's using the wrong word here. Date is not the right word. You can date and still be in your own frame. That's possible. Yeah, Hasan is just out there, but you can date and still be in your own frame. What he is describing is approach. Don't approach women or cold approach women. If you cold approach women, very often you are in their frame. That's true, especially depending on the environment, right? But we'll see.
What is going on, bro? Okay, this is good. This is good advice. This is actually good advice. Fellas, I think this is a psyop. Okay? I think homie is like straight up just trying to keep incels away. I think he's just trying to keep incels away from women, which, by the way, like, you don't really need to do much. They're fucking terrified of women. That's why their entire worldview is just broken.
Yeah, that's called, what is that? Straw man argument, right? He's saying the reason why incels, why they, why they can't get women is because, they're terrified of them. Well, that's not why. It actually has to do with the Pareto principle. But anyway, but this guy's advice, like, wait, let's see what he has to say. One sec.
But I'm on board with this.
Can I wear certain things? Can I say certain pickup lines? Can I don't know, dance like a monkey to
I agree
impress
with this
chick to hopefully get in her pants? It's a faulty paradigm, and it will not work moving forwards. Instead, what I want you to do is build your frame as a man, build your ideologies, your political beliefs, your religious beliefs, your fitness, your passions, your hobbies, what makes you viable and sustainable as a man. And eventually what will happen is women will naturally, organically come to you. Once they come to you, I then want you to court. I want you to vet. I want you to see if they now are a good viable option for the business. This, I promise you, works better for yourself and her long term.
Dude, women.
So what he's saying is actually solid. Focus on yourself, but they won't actually come to you. Women don't just come to you. You still have to approach, but don't cold approach. Do warm approach. Approach only the girls that are actually interested in you, and you can tell by body language effectively if they're actually interested in you or not. Anyway, yeah, that's that story there. Anyway, yeah, because girls don't tend to approach guys at all. Hello and welcome to the Helios blog. My name is Helios, here for another reaction video. If you're new to the channel, liking the content, hit the sub, hit all for notifications. If you'd like to support me, I do have a Patreon with exclusive content. Patreon.com/theheliosblog. Just go there and subscribe to the Nebula tier. Again, it's for the stuff I can't put on YouTube, guys. Patreon.com/theheliosblog. You could also drop me a donation like Tom over here. Shout outs to him. Okay, let's continue.
Women are definitely, when I think of a guy, women are organically and definitely coming to, it's this dude, okay?
Again, it's just ad hominems, right? If he's physically fit and he hasn't opened his mouth, why not? Although his mustache is a little bit messed up, but
No, it works. I promise you, bro. It fucking works, dude. Giving bad advice on purpose so he can have all the men to himself, shaking my head. Maybe. I mean, working on yourself is good advice, but...
Work on yourself is good advice.
You date men because you are gay. I date men because I hate women. We are not the same.
Disaster comment.
Okay, let's see.
It's very much as much what you say as it is how you say it. I know that's a bit...
Dude, this guy, like... I words cannot describe. What's his name? Isn't his name, like, literally Tate? Like, Taint?
Okay, again, it's just ad hominems, right? But Andrew is correct. It is a lot about how you say it, right? Because, like, and not only how, but who is the person saying it, right? Like, if Chris Hemsworth walks up to a girl and says, hey, babe, can I get your number? She'll give him the number immediately, because she knows who he is. He has social proof. He's a superior man. If some loser who's, has stained clothes, ugly shoes, who's short and missing teeth does it, you might end up in a metal box somewhere. You see what I'm saying? So it's not only how you say it, but who is saying it that determines the success of an approach.
Like his name just immediately invokes feelings within me. Like not good feelings, okay? I mean, he is just...
Who cares about your feelings, dude? Hasan is like just... I don't even know.
You have every aesthetic to go off of, and you chose Mr. Worldwide, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Dale. Like, you had every type of aesthetic that you could have gone with, and you chose Pitbull, and you still fucking failed.
Yeah. Hasan, I don't even know what to tell you. Like... If all you can do to criticize a person is attack their appearance and say that they make you feel bad feelings inside, I don't know what to say. Like, those are not arguments. You're just clueless. There's no other way to describe this.
How? Literally a sex trappicker? That's not even remotely shocking to me. Okay, I am not surprised by what you're saying to me at all. He, he dresses for the job he wants. Okay.
More ad homs.
Certainly looks the part, dude. Homie,
like imagine being like saying you're some kind of authority on anything, and all you do as your arguments is just ad homs. Like, all you do is insult the guy's appearance, talk about your feelings, talk about their appearance some more, just I don't even know what to say. Like, anyway, let's continue.
Arrest this man on just the way he looks alone, okay?
Okay. You see? Nothing you say can be correct. You're ugly. You see what I'm saying? That's what that's how he makes his arguments. Like, how could a person like that kind of person? Like, I don't even know what to say, guys. Like, it's nuts.
That is a gigantic vibe check failure right there. Okay, let's see what he has to say, though. I bet he's got some good ideas.
I don't think it's very much as much what you say as it is how you say it. I know that's a bit cliche. But if you come across and you're genuinely confident and they can genuinely feel a vibe from you that's not creepy, you can say anything. I think you can go up to a girl and say, excuse me, sorry to interrupt to her friend. Be very polite and say, I just want to say you are absolutely beautiful. And if you say that in a...
But this guy doesn't know that. He's never not come across as creepy.
That's not true. Also, Hasan, how do you know that? Right? And sure, like an attractive man can go up to a girl and say, like, you look beautiful and stuff, and it'll be fine, it'll work out. Average man can't do that. Even an above average man can't do that. In general, I wouldn't recommend that you compliment a girl's appearance, like, ever, or, do it rarely. Because they've heard it a million times before. There's no point. But yeah. And what do you mean he's never experienced not being creepy? Andrew is like 6'4" or 6'3", extremely fit and rich. That's not creepy. The impression that man gives is attractive to women. Maybe you don't like him. Maybe you don't find him attractive, Hasan. But it's not up to you to decide. It's up to girls to decide.
He's saying that, but like hypothetically he's saying that because like there's no shot. He walks up to a woman like, the cops are being called. Okay.
That's not true.
And you should.
In a way that's calm and nice and cool, and you come across nice. I don't want to ruin your night or nothing, but I'm going to buy you both a drink and I'll leave you alone. They're going to be, oh, okay, cool. I think you don't have to say anything fancy, right? But if you come over and like, oh, and you fuck it up, then you're a weirdo. So,
right. That's the concept is be attractive. Don't be unattractive. That's the concept, right? So first step, you have to work on yourself to be attractive. And then the second step is don't be unattractive, right? And being unattractive is like, you're not confident, you're scared, you know, you don't approach, you don't talk, you know, that kind of stuff.
It's all about the delivery. I think that's how it kind of works. I don't think it's very much as much what you say as it is how.
Okay, one thing that is really funny about this is that he kind of proved the point, because what he's saying is actually sound advice, but because of how he's saying it and who he is, it still comes across, it's giving sexual harassment.
No, it's no, that's not. No, Hasan, it's really not. And again, you're rude for even implying that's what he's doing. He's not doing that. Taming the Beast. Again, another article by Rolo Tomasi. Here we go. Sunshine Mary proposed an interesting question in a comment thread last week. Knowing what we know about hypergamy, that it's inborn and does not give a crap, and also what we know about women's attraction cues swaying towards much more alpha men during ovulation, can men deal with the thought of living with someone who's having to fight against, presuming she's fighting against, a general innate desire to trade up and a specific desire to stray with an alpha male during ovulation? The short answer to this is yes. In fact, men have socially and psychologically evolved contingencies to mitigate hypergamy since our hunter-gatherer beginnings. You could even argue that much of our cultural and species-level achievements were the result of men's latent drives to deal with women's hypergamy. The common mistake Mary is making here is to presume that hypergamy's natural state is in a vacuum. Excuse me, sorry if you heard that. Hypergamy is not static. The capacity an individual woman possesses to optimize hypergamy is specific to that woman. There are many complex variables that affect what contributes to a woman's self-perception of her own valuation. For instance, a pretty 22-year-old co-ed will generally be more predisposed to her hypergamous impulses because she has the capacity to capitalize them better than a 44-year-old divorced mother of two. Too many guys think that hypergamy requires this endless attending to, but with the exception of outlying women, women should regulate their hypergamy based on their self-perceived capacity to optimize it. Simply because a woman's natural state is hypergamy doesn't mean she's able to optimize it. She may lack opportunity, i.e. no alpha men in the right place at the right time. She may lack the physical appeal. She may have internalized beliefs that cause her to be more self-conscious. She may have self-esteem issues. Or she may simply be acculturated in a society that enforces limits upon her capacity to optimize it. All of these limiting conditions contend with her innate hypergamous impulses. This is the primary struggle women face, managing these limiting factors in the face of a hardwired hypergamy while facing the constant, inevitable progression towards the wall. Cash in too early and face the nagging doubt she could have consolidated with a better man's commitment. Cash in too late and live with the consequences of settling for the man her looks, personal conditions, and societal influences allowed her to consolidate on. These are alpha widows. Remember, all of this occurs within the framework of the varying personal limitations she has capacity for. Hypergamy unbound. One common misunderstanding I think most guys have about hypergamy is that it requires constant attention. Most MGTOs follow this logic to some degree, thinking that the effort necessary to contain women's hypergamy means this endless mind reading and jumping through hoops in order to maintain some balance and harmony in any relationship. They think the payoff isn't worth the effort, and that by their individual case they may be correct. What they don't account for is the natural balance between the genders that already exists. Hypergamy is far easier to contain the less a woman is able to capitalize on it. Imposing limitations on women's hypergamy is really a matter of application. Why is our reflexive response to label possessive men as insecure? Because underneath his overt controlling, we believe a man lacks the capacity to inspire genuine desire, thus prompting her to self-regulate her own hypergamy. Yet we still consider mate guarding to be wise in a measured application. Sure, you have the line in controlling hypergamy, like virtually anything else in game. Apply it overtly and you appear insecure. Apply it covertly and you seem confident and in control. To really grasp this, you have to take into account the alpha-beta response dynamic. Women's hypergamy will predispose even the woman with the most secure attachment to a mate to test him. When men become aware of this, their rational minds see it as insecurity and a nuisance that they will constantly have to deal with. However, nature has engineered into our own psyches the means to deal with these tests in ways we're not really aware of. I've experienced even the most beta of men put their foot down after a particularly mean shit test and basically tell their wives to STFU. It came from exasperation, but that provocation in the response was exactly passing the test. I didn't realize they were doing it. They were just angry, lost their temper, and later maybe apologized for acting so brash. But this was exactly what the woman's hypergamy needed to confirm that he isn't a pushover. Mate guarding is another of these subliminal efforts to contain hypergamy. Most men don't realize that they're manifesting mate guarding behaviors at exactly the time his woman is ovulating and more aroused by the competition of other men. Her disposition manifests in behavioral cues that his evolved psyche registers and reflexively triggers his own subconscious mate guarding behaviors. all in a naturalized effort to contain her hypergamy. Nature is already aware of hypergamy and has evolved contingencies to limit it. Another aspect of limiting it is competition women subject to each other in the marketplace. Amongst women, hypergamy is essentially a race to the top. The higher value resources drive down the cost for the lower value ones. The highest value men cascade down in value by the frequency of lower value men. But hypergamy doesn't seek its own level, it always defaults to better. For a woman, the biological jackpot is to secure a commitment of genetics and resources from a man who registers higher than himself in SMV terms. The very nature of hypergamy has a culling effect amongst women, as if the pressures to optimize wasn't urgent enough in the light of her personal conditions. Add this to the unforgiving inter-bedroom fun competition, and that mitigates hypergamy. Thwarting nature. If a guy swings drastically towards the beta chump side of the bell curve, this may well trigger a new self-perception for a woman and reinvigorate her hypergamous impulse. Likewise, social media is contributing to new generations of women who lack a realistic self-image, and thus they have a false perception of their capacity to optimize their hypergamy. Women's overinflated SMV and all the contributing factors is a meme now. All of these factors and more upset the balance of the feminine imperative with the masculine and demand new social and psychological adaptations. So you can read more of that on The Rational Male. Okay, let's continue.
Which ironically was his advice, which is, you know, don't be creepy. But like he's talking about normal shit, but it's still fucked up in my mind. I don't know. I can't overlook that. Which is his point. So I guess he proved his point technically. He's good. He's right. Also, I forgot to run the top of the hour ad break. So that's dating advice is at the top of the hour. There's always going to be a 60-second ad break and sometimes in the middle of the hour. And if you no longer want to see those ads, if you want to avoid them, don't avoid women, but you should avoid the ads by subscribing for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime. As long as you connect your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, you get one free Prime subscription a month. Here's the 1 minute ad break now.
Okay, next. Let's see.
Okay.
Be Superman, you could be the strongest dude in the world, you could be Captain America, but the second that you show that you're able to be led by your emotions and not stand in rational truth and strength is the exact second that the woman does no longer want you. You can be
funny, but true. Actually, if she sees that she has an emotional anchor in you, and then she'll leave, or if she sees that no matter what she does, that you won't leave, she'll leave. The point is, you need to be in control, right? And the leader of your relationship. And if you lose that ability, then you're going to have a bad time.
Superman, you could be the strongest dude in the world, you could be Captain America, but the second that you show that you're able to be led by your emotions and not stand in rational truth.
What? Guys say shit like this and then immediately fucking show that they have no emotional control.
Domineering or
that's not what is that response, Hasan? Like, I don't understand. That isn't even a logical response to what was being said. Okay, let's continue.
Controlling, or also to be, you know, Mr. Nice Guy, the follower. The bad boy is his own man. He's on his own path, his own journey, and he doesn't give a shit what's going on beside of him. Bad boy doesn't go out of his way to be either overly domineering or controlling, or also to be, you know, Mr. Nice Guy.
So, anyway, this guy's extremely attractive who's saying this, but anyway. So here's the idea, guys. The guy that women are attracted to is a guy that is his own man. So basically it's a guy who's low in agreeableness, right? He's like, no, I'm going to do what I want to do, and if you don't like it, get out. Like that kind of man. That's right.
Nothing says bad boy like learning about the bad boy archetype from a TikTok video as a dude is classifying it like it's a fucking video game character.
No, he's doing that because that is what people respond to. When you make a video, you're thinking about what your audience might respond to. And so that's why he makes it that way. Because the people that need to hear it are the guys that, you know, like that sort of thing.
Played to the tune of the Ford F-150 commercial Arctic Monkeys song. With Sons of Anarchy clips. Like, dude, I'm gonna be honest, but like, if you're looking for what it means to be a bad boy, you're probably not a fucking bad boy, dude. Whatever the...
That's right. That's exactly the point. The point is, men that are, you know, not bad boys need to learn about this stuff so that they cannot be taken for a ride. Because women are attracted to guys like that. Maybe these guys could learn something from that. I don't understand, like, why is it bad for a person to listen to advice like this? It's not. Like, and if you're not, so what? That's good. It means the video is reaching who it needs to reach.
The fuck that means anyway. Oh, well, let's see what women are. When I see a woman on a dating advice daily profile, automatic sus, okay? That's a red flag.
That's accurate. Usually they're pretenders. Usually.
Person, don't know if they're gonna say some good things, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and say she's probably very conservative. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's take a look.
Being conservative isn't bad.
You see a woman, and if she's attractive and she looks at you, look back. If a woman looks at you like this,
okay,
look back at her.
I'm getting mixed signals from this profile because the previous video that we watched also from this profile said don't look at women. What do? I'm looking at women and
no. That guy was talking about not approaching women until you're attractive, basically, right? Until you're... He phrased it very poorly, right? Like, it can be phrased much, much better and not come off that way. So that guy made a mistake, the first guy that we covered in this video. Yeah, this girl is just talking about body language cues, which you should know. Just read that book, What Every Body Is Saying. It's actually really nice if you, want to get a bunch of girls.
I'm not looking at them. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do anymore.
Her like this for about 2 seconds and then turn away. Just smile. Don't worry if her look catches you off guard and you look away really quickly. That's a totally normal reaction. But afterwards, grab your balls and use them to lift your head back up so that you can look back at her, make eye contact, and smirk, and then turn away.
What?
This is just like seduction with body language. That's actually good advice. It's actually good advice. If she's looking at you for a long time, again, people don't look at people they're not attracted to. They avoid you. So.
Oh, let's go. No fap. No fap. No fap.
When you're doing it all of the time, right? You don't feel like doing nothing after you're done. You ever notice when you hold it in for days or weeks or months, you just on energetic mode.
Yeah. Self-report.
When you get with a chick, you on hawk mode. You ready.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when
this is dating advice for coming immediately, okay?
Yeah, here's something I wanted to say. If you have high testosterone, you'll be able to go a bunch of times. It doesn't actually matter. So, in fact, if you have high testosterone, it actually ruins your focus. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, wanting to, you know what? So it's not such a bad idea. Like, again, guys, I can't advocate for this stuff. Like, I actually don't agree with it, so I won't advocate for it. All right. Let's go on to the Reddit post here. From relationship advice again. So this is 13 hours ago. I regret getting my wife a puppy. For the longest time, my wife has wanted her own puppy. Not the family dog, not a brother's dog, not my dog, her own puppy. I had absolutely no problem with it, but dogs are a lot to handle and expensive. So I had to sit on it and think about what kind of dog, how old, etc. I've been living overseas due to work and figured when I came back home for a break, I'd get her a dog. So I went and found the cutest little puppy who was on sale and decided to buy him. Shouldn't think about the breed at all, how energetic they are, what their health conditions are, grooming or anything. And is now regretting having a puppy. Of course, I'm not there in person, but we FaceTime constantly, and all I ever hear is her yelling at the puppy for being a puppy, and all I get to see is a few seconds video of him running around, but other than that, he's stuck on a bed with a single toy. She rants about the puppy doing puppy things to me, and I try to level with her that he's a little baby and he's not going to act like a full-grown dog anytime soon. But then she just gets angry with me because she just wants to rant. But all I ever hear is how bad this puppy is, and I feel like it was a waste of money and that he's going to have a subpar life. I realize now my wife wanted a puppy, but none of the responsibilities that came with it, and expected me to take care of it, knowing full well I'd be going back overseas. Have you heard of the myth of Samson, you know, who let Delilah cut his hair? This is that. Don't let the girl cut your hair, because then you lose your power. You see? And this is the result. If you're not in control of your relationship, if you just capitulate to everything, even if you know it's a bad idea, this is what's going to happen. 2.4k upvotes. Get the puppy a new home where he'll be looked after. 361. Yes, please rehome the puppy to someone that will care and appropriately look after or train them. Yeah, so this is the equivalent of the advice that I gave, basically. Okay. 75 upvotes. OP should speak to the breeder or rescue first. If they're an ethical breeder or rescue, they'll take their dog back. Exactly. Okay, guys, we're going to end the video there. Again, if you're new to the channel, liking the content, hit that sub, hit all for notifications. If you'd like to support me, I do have a Patreon with exclusive content, patreon.com/theheliosblog. Just go there and subscribe to the Nebula tier. Again, it's for the content I can't put on YouTube. I'm also thinking of doing a Christmas sale. So again, for the next 2 weeks, if you, you know, do a yearly subscription to my Patreon, I'll give you 50% off. Just give me a while to set that up. And also, you could drop me a donation like Tom M here. Shout outs to him. Thank you so much, guys, for taking the time out of your busy day to listen to the end of the video. I really do appreciate it, especially if you made it to the end. You guys are wonderful, and I will see you next time.